The galaxy believed humanity was dead, destroyed long ago in a great and brutal war. Their home planet, Earth, was now nothing more than a junk world, a silent graveyard floating in space. For years, different alien races came to Earth to dump old machines, broken ships, and useless technology. They treated the once proud human home as trash. No one expected danger here. No one expected life. But today, something changed. A survey ship from the Zakari Union landed near the ruins of an old human city. Dust rose around the landing gear as the metal doors opened. A group of Zakari explorers stepped out, scanning the dead land with their glowing devices. The crew joked about the weak humans who once lived here. They laughed as they walked through cracked roads and broken buildings. To them, Earth was harmless, empty, forgotten. A place with no future. But deep underground, something woke. Far below the ruined surface, in the darkness of an ancient bunker, a single red light blinked to life. Electronic systems hummed. Old machines, silent for centuries, began to restart. The sound of metal echoed through long, cold tunnels. In the survey team above, the Zakari captain felt uneasy. His skin sensors tightened. Something was wrong, but he didn't know what. He raised his hand. "Everyone stay alert," he ordered. His voice shook slightly. The team stopped scanning. For the first time since landing, silence filled the air. Then, a scream. Sure. Terrified. One of the alien soldiers was gone. The others looked around, confused and frightened. They checked their trackers. Nothing. No movement. No life signal. The captain opened the helmet camera feed of the missing soldier. What he saw made him freeze. A human. But not like the old humans shown in history files. This one looked stronger. His body was lean and powerful. His skin had strange metallic patterns. And his eyes, they glowed blue like energy cores. The camera shook violently. The soldier screamed again. Then the feed cut to black. Before the captain could react, new words appeared on the broken human console inside the bunker. System restored. Humanity rebooting. The Zakari fleet above Earth received the alert and panicked. Humans were supposed to be extinct. Humans were not supposed to wake up. And certainly not like this. The captain stepped back, heart pounding. The human figure slowly walked out of the shadows. His movements were calm, confident, and controlled. To the captain, the human looked like a weapon. A living super soldier. The human tilted his head, studying the Zakari. For a moment, no one moved. Then more lights turned on beneath the ground. Hundreds. Thousands. Old tunnels opened, releasing cold air and metal dust. Machines began to warm up. Armor plates unfolded from the walls. Energy generators hummed with life. The Zakari captain slowly whispered, This cannot be real." But it was real. Very real. A voice echoed from deep inside the bunker's speakers. It was calm, robotic, and ancient. Stasis protocol complete. Reactivation level, 4%. Human subjects awakening. The captain stepped back. Humans were alive. Humans were evolving. And humans were about to come back. The glowing-eyed human spoke for the first time. His voice was cold and steady. "You do not belong here." The captain raised his weapon, but his hand shook. The human did not attack. He simply watched the alien with eyes full of silent warning, as if measuring him, judging him. Then the ground trembled. More bunker doors opened. Figures stepped out. All humans. All enhanced. Some carried ancient weapons. Some wore armor that looked more advanced than anything in the current galaxy. Some simply walked with dark confidence as if they had been trained for war since birth. The Zakari team tried to fall back toward their ship. But the humans moved faster. They surrounded the area, silent and still like shadows. The glowing-eyed human looked at the captain again. "You destroyed our world," he said quietly. "You killed our people." His eyes brightened. "Now, we rise again." The Zakari captain's communicator buzzed violently. His fleet was calling. "Captain." Strange energy signals everywhere. More bunkers opening across the planet. Unknown human activity rising. "Should we send reinforcements?" He could barely speak. "No, send the fleet away. Do not attack them. Do not provoke them." But it was already too late. Above Earth, Zakari warships approached, preparing to see what was happening. They expected weak survivors. They expected small danger. What they found instead was the beginning of something terrifying. Earth's sky lit up with blue beams. Old human defense satellites came alive. Targeting systems locked onto alien ships with perfect accuracy. The Zakari admiral yelled, "Retreat! Retreat now!" But the first satellite fired. A single beam shot through space, slicing a warship clean in half. The Zakari fleet screamed in fear. These weapons were old, yet powerful. What would happen when the newly awakened humans built new weapons? The answer was simple. The unexpected war had begun. And this time, humanity was not the prey. They were the hunters. The Zakari fleet was in full panic. Their ships turned sharply, engines burning, trying to escape Earth's orbit. But the old human satellites kept firing. Each beam was fast, silent, and deadly. One by one alien ships broke apart in bright flashes. Inside the ruins, the Zakari captain watched the sky turning blue and white from the explosions. His heart felt heavy. He knew this was only the beginning. Below him, the awakened humans stood in a straight line, watching the destruction like it was nothing new to them. Their eyes glowed brighter as more systems underground activated. The bunker AI spoke again, louder this time. Awakening level, 12%. Human enhancement status, stable. Initiating phase 2. Metal floors shifted beneath them. Walls opened like mechanical ribs. Large platforms rose from deep pits, carrying old war machines, tanks, walkers, drones, and strange devices the Zakari captain had never seen before. All of them came online. Lights flashed. Engines roared. The humans did not look surprised. It felt like they already knew what would happen, as if they had been waiting for this moment for centuries. The glowing-eyed human, Echo 1, turned toward the captain. "You should leave," he said calmly. "Your fleet cannot win this fight. And we do not want more blood." Why are you waking up now?" the captain asked, voice trembling. Echo 1 stepped closer. For centuries the system was sleeping, healing, repairing, waiting for the right signal. "What signal?" the captain whispered. Echo 1 raised his glowing hand and pointed at the sky, where alien ships burned like falling stars. "That." The captain's breath caught in his throat. Their arrival, their scanning, their presence, had triggered humanity's return. Suddenly, a loud alarm echoed from the bunker. Foreign fleet detected entering solar system. Echo 1's eyes narrowed. "The Krenol," he said. The captain stepped back in fear. The Krenol Dominion was one of the strongest empires in the galaxy, and the one responsible for the old human war. If the Krenol were coming, it meant only one thing. They wanted to finish humanity once and for all. The captain shook his head. "You cannot fight them. They will destroy what is left of Earth." Echo 1's expression did not change. "We are not the same humans you remember." The ground shook harder. A massive rumbling rose from miles away. Dust lifted into the air, forming a giant cloud. The captain turned to see something impossible. A colossal human ship was rising from under the ocean. Water exploded as the huge structure surfaced. It was dark metallic, shaped like a spear designed to cut through fleets. Blue lines of energy pulsed across its hull, lighting the entire coastline. The ship was ancient, yet advanced. Old, yet more powerful than anything the Zakari had built in centuries. The bunker AI announced. "Flagship, the Ascendant. Power systems, 90% restored. Ready for launch." Echo 1 smiled slightly, the first emotion he had shown. "The galaxy ended us once," he said. "But they never understood what humans truly are." He turned toward his awakened soldiers. "Prepare the Ascendant." The humans marched, disciplined and silent, toward the giant ship. Platforms lifted them into loading bays. Machines attached armor to them, fitted them with weapons, and connected them to neural systems. The Zakari captain watched in awe. These humans were not just soldiers. They were evolution. The captain swallowed hard. "What will you do now?" Echo 1 stopped walking and looked at the alien captain. "We will go into space," he said. "And we will speak with the Krenol." "And if they attack?" the captain whispered. Echo 1's eyes glowed brighter than ever. "Then we will show them what they created." The Ascendant's engines roared, shaking the ground. Trees bent. Ruins cracked. Waves crashed in every direction. Then the massive ship rose into the air, surrounded by blue flames of thrust. The sky lit up as the ship broke through the clouds. The awakened humans followed in smaller crafts that shot out of ocean tunnels like missiles. Earth, once silent, was alive again. The Zakari captain stood alone in the ruins, shaking. He knew he had witnessed something history would never forget. Above, in space, the Krenol war fleet arrived, thousands of ships in perfect formation. Their leader, Lord Crosshall, spoke in a thunderous broadcast. "All vessels prepare. We finished the human race today." His fleet moved forward. But then, the darkness of space split open. From the blue clouds of Earth's orbit, the Ascendant appeared, glowing like a giant star. Crosshole froze. What kind of ship is that? A deep human voice broadcasted across space. This is humanity. And we are not dead. Silence. Then the Ascendant fired its first blast. A beam so bright it cut through 3 Chronol ships instantly. Crosshole's eyes widened in terror. This is impossible, they were extinct. But Echo One's voice echoed again. You tried to kill us. Now we return the favor. The unexpected war had begun. And humanity was not the weak side anymore. Space burned with bright explosions. The Chronol Dominion had come with one goal: finish humanity forever. Their massive fleet filled the sky above Earth, thousands of warships shaped like long black blades. The ships moved in a perfect wall of power, spreading fear through every corner of space. But this time, humanity did not run. They did not hide. They attacked. The Ascendant floated in front of the Chronol Armada like a steel giant awakening after centuries of sleep. Its hull glowed with pulses of blue energy, and ancient human symbols spread like fire across its surface. Inside the command room, Echo One stood tall. His glowing blue eyes stared at the huge fleet ahead with no fear. Target their command ship, he said calmly. The human crew obeyed instantly, their movements fast and precise. Their minds were linked through a neural system that made them stronger than normal humans. One human officer spoke, energy core stable. Weapon ready. Echo One nodded. Fire. A beam fired from the Ascendant, thick and bright like a burning star. It raced across space, cutting through Chronol ships in a straight line. 3 vessels shattered at once, turning into clouds of metal dust. The Chronol commander, Lord Crosshole, watched in shock. What kind of weapon is this? He roared. His officers panicked. Sir, their ship technology is ancient, but it is stronger than anything we have ever seen. Crosshole slammed his fist against his throne. They should not have this power. They were supposed to be destroyed. His alarm system blared. Warning, human flagship locking onto your ship. Crosshole's eyes widened. Evasive maneuvers. Now. But it was too late. The Ascendant fired again. A second beam hit the shields of Crosshole's command ship, pushing it backward, shaking every deck. Sparks flew. Alarms screamed. Crosshole shouted, shields down to 42%. This is impossible. Humans could never do this. But the truth was simple. These were not normal humans anymore. On Earth, more humans awaken. While the battle raged in space, Earth itself shook with activity. Across the planet, more hidden bunkers lit up, releasing thousands of stasis pods. Inside these pods, humans slept peacefully, until now. The AI's voice echoed everywhere. Awakening Phase 3. All soldiers prepare for revival. Capsules opened. Figures stepped out. Some wore old military armor. Some had glowing implants in their bodies. Some had weapons built into their suits. These humans looked like the final evolution of the old species. Stronger, smarter, faster. And all of them had one memory. The day the galaxy betrayed them. A female soldier, Nova 7, opened her eyes and stepped out of her pod. Her voice was soft but steady. We are late, but we are alive. She joined a growing army gathering on the surface. Human drones flew above them like metal birds. Tanks rolled forward. Walkers marched with heavy steps. Earth was transforming from a graveyard into a fortress. Back in space, the Chronol strike back. Crosshole refused to accept defeat. All ships attack that human vessel, he screamed. Weapons charged across thousands of ships. Red beams and missiles launched toward the Ascendant from every direction. But the human flagship moved like a living creature, twisting, shifting, dodging attacks with impossible speed. Human pilots inside smaller fighters streamed out of hangar doors, flying like sparks around the Chronol fleet. Their craft were small but incredibly fast, dancing between enemy fire. One pilot spoke into the link, target locked. 10 human fighters released energy spheres. The spheres attached to Chronol ships, glowed bright and exploded silently, ripping holes through metal. The Chronol officers panicked. They are too fast. We cannot hit them. What are these machines? Echo One spoke calmly as if watching a training exercise. These ships were built for a war far stronger than anything you knew. He raised his hand. Activate Phase 2 weapons. Deep inside the Ascendant, hidden panels opened. Strange blue devices slid into place. Energy surged through the hull. The ship's outline brightened until it looked more like a star than a ship. Crosshole's sensors screamed. Sir, their ship is charging something. Possibly a super weapon. Crosshull shouted, "Retreat signal." All forces pull back. But again. Too late. Echo 1 lowered his hand. Fire everything. The Ascendant unleashed a full storm of blue energy. Beams fired from every side. Explosions lit the darkness. Chronol ships broke apart like toys. The entire front line of the Chronol fleet was destroyed in seconds. Crosshull watched in horror as half his fleet vanished. No, this cannot be happening. Not again. His voice shook. Humans were extinct. They were extinct. Echo 1's voice echoed across the battlefield. You should have finished the job. When you had the chance. The galaxy watches in fear. Across the galaxy, thousands of alien empires watched the live signals. They saw the human flagship. They saw the terrifying power. They saw the Chronol being destroyed. And they felt only one thing. Fear. A whisper spread. Humans are back. Humans have evolved. Humans are now a superpower. Some nations prepared defenses. Some prepared to flee. Some decided to hide the truth. Nothing would stop what came next. The Chronol break. Crosshull stared at the screens. His hands shook for the first time in his life. He activated a secret channel. Prepare the Doom engine, he ordered quietly. His officers gasped. But, sir, that weapon can destroy an entire planet. Crosshull's eyes filled with madness. I don't care. If we cannot rule the galaxy, we will burn it. Even if it means burning humans with it. His ship turned away and slipped into hyperspace. Echo 1 watched the enemy retreat. He is running to something dangerous, Nova 7 said through comms. Echo 1 nodded slowly. Yes, and we must stop him. He looked at Earth. Before he destroys everything. The first counterattack was over. But the true war hadn't even begun. Lord Crosshull's flagship shot across hyperspace like a burning spear. The ship was quiet, too quiet. The bridge lights flickered. The crew watched their leader with fear in their eyes. Crosshull stood in front of the galaxy map, breathing hard. His armor was cracked, his voice shaking with rage. How can humans return? He whispered. No species rises from extinction. No species rebuilds weapons that powerful. His second officer spoke nervously, Sir. The council warned that humans were unpredictable. They said. Crosshull snapped. They said humans were weak. The officer flinched back. Crosshull gripped the command table with trembling hands. They evolved, underneath our noses. They awaken with technology we do not understand. If we allow them to grow, the Chronol Dominion will fall. He turned slowly toward his officers. Prepare the Doom engine. Every officer froze. But sir, that weapon destroys entire systems, one whispered. It will kill millions. It will tear the space around it. Crosshull's eyes glowed red with madness. I will burn 10 systems, 20 systems, if it keeps humanity from rising again. No one dared to argue. On Earth, the next awakening. Back on Earth, new bunkers opened across continents. More pods released steam. More enhanced humans stepped into the light. Soldiers, engineers, scientists, pilots, all of them stronger than before. Nova 7 walked through a bright tunnel inside the main bunker. She studied the awakening humans. Their faces looked confused at first, but then calm as the neural systems connected with their memories. Echo 1 joined her. Status? He asked. Nova 7 replied, awakening level, 43%. We will soon have enough forces to protect Earth. Echo 1 nodded, but his expression was serious. The real danger is not here. Crosshull ran for something. Nova 7 frowned. The Chronol do not run. They only retreat to strike harder. Echo 1 stopped walking. That is what worries me. Suddenly the AI system activated again. Alert! Unknown hyperspace activity detected. Location, Outer Rim Sector 9. Signature, Chronol Dominion. Echo 1 clenched his fist. He found something. Something old, something dangerous. Nova asked softly, do we chase him? Echo 1 shook his head. No. First we prepare. Because whatever he is activating may be beyond anything we have faced. In deep space, the Doom engine awakens. Crosshull's ship emerged from hyperspace above a dead world. The planet had cracks like scars across its surface. No life. No water. Only ruins and a giant ring-shaped structure orbiting it. The Chronol officers stared at it in silence. The Doom engine. A weapon built thousands of years ago, abandoned because it was too dangerous. Some said it could tear open space. Some said it could destroy stars. Some said it was cursed. Crosshole did not care. He walked to the main console and placed his palm on a genetic scanner. The ancient machine groaned as it accepted his command. Metal panels opened like giant steel wings. Red patterns spread across the surface of the ring. Energy woke from the planet's core, rising into the sky like crimson lightning. A deep, mechanical voice spoke. Doom engine activation, 1%. Crosshole smiled darkly. Start the charge. Earth will fall first. The officers swallowed in fear. They were about to unleash the most dangerous weapon in the galaxy, on a race that had returned from death. On the Ascendant, a terrifying discovery. Echo 1 returned to the ship. Holograms showed strange disturbances in space. Waves of unstable energy spread through sectors like ripples in water. A scientist approached him. Sir, these readings are not natural. They come from a superweapon. Something that bends gravity and matter. Nova 7 joined them, staring at the map. What kind of weapon can do that? Echo 1's face turned hard. The Doom engine. Nova stepped closer. You know of it? He nodded slowly. Yes. Humans fought it once, long ago. It was built by an ancient species even older than the Chronol. It nearly tore a star apart. Only one race managed to shut it down. Nova's eyes widened. Humans? Echo 1 nodded again. Yes. The old humans shut it down, but at a terrible cost. Millions died stopping it. The room fell silent. Nova whispered, if Crosshole activates it, Earth will not survive. And not just Earth, Echo 1 said. The entire solar system. Maybe even others. The AI suddenly blared. Warning, energy spike detected. Doom engine charging, 3%. Echo 1 looked at Nova with intense focus. We do not have much time. Prepare the fleet. Nova nodded sharply. We will fight. Echo 1's voice grew cold. No. We will end this. The galaxy reacts in terror. Across the galaxy, alien empires detected the Doom engine's energy. Panic spread faster than light. A council leader shouted, if the humans fight it, the shockwave will reach our systems. Another yelled, if the Chronol fires it, the galaxy will fall. A third whispered, nothing can stop that weapon. But one race stood calm. Humans. A transmission spread from Earth to the galaxy. Do not interfere. We will stop this. Every empire listened. Because only one species had ever defeated the Doom engine, and they had just awakened again. Echo 1's promise. The Ascendant prepared for hyperspace. Humans filled the corridors, armored and ready. Engines glowed blue. Weapons charged. Echo 1 stood before his soldiers. You were born for this moment. You were created to defend humanity. Now we face a weapon that once ended worlds. He raised his fist. We survived extinction. We returned stronger. And we will not let the Chronol end us again. His voice echoed like thunder. Today, we go to war. The humans shouted in one powerful voice. For Earth. The Ascendant's engines roared. The ship shot into hyperspace with a burst of blue light. The humans were coming. And the Doom engine was waiting. The Zakari captain stared at the glowing blue map formed around Kale. Dozens of human bunkers, hidden everywhere, all waking. Kale raised his arm and the blue veins on his skin burned brighter. The entire chamber shook as if something huge was moving under the earth. Captain Vurit felt his throat tighten. What is this? Another bunker? Kale didn't answer. He simply stood still, listening, like he could hear the whole planet breathing. Then he whispered, no, not a bunker. A guardian. The ground split open. Dust flew into the air. Ancient steel claws pushed through the broken floor. A giant machine rose from beneath the ruins. A massive human war sentinel, tall as a building, rusted but still dangerous. Its single red eye activated and the entire room glowed. The Zakari soldiers screamed and scrambled behind cover. Kale didn't flinch. The sentinel scanned him and a cold robotic voice echoed. Identity confirmed. Human Prime Unit, active. Begin planetary defense protocol. Captain Vurit felt his heart drop. The stories were true. Humans were not weak. They were monsters built by war, and built for war. The Sentinel aimed its cannons at the Zakari squad. Vurit shouted, stop. We surrender. We don't want war. But Kale turned his glowing eyes toward him, something ancient and angry burning inside. Then why did you come to the grave of my people, carrying weapons? Vurit tried to speak but fear locked his voice. Behind Kale more machines awakened. Dozens of metallic limbs unfolded from the walls. Old generators roared back to life. Blue lights ran through hidden circuits like veins returning to a heart. Kale spoke again, voice deeper now, almost echoing. You stole our home. You laughed at our dead. Now humanity will rise. And the galaxy will answer. Vieward stepped back. He had to warn the Union. This was no simple ruin. This was the birth of a new war. He tapped his wrist device. Zakari fleet, this is Captain Vieward. Retreat immediately. I repeat, retreat. Humans are. The signal cut. Kale raised his hand, and every Zakari communicator in the room melted into liquid metal. No warnings, Kale said softly. Humanity rises in silence. Outside, the clouds shifted as something massive moved in orbit. The ruins trembled. Old human satellites reactivated, their blue beacons scanning the planet. Human technology, far advanced, had been sleeping. And now it was awake. Viewert realized the horrible truth. The war that destroyed the humans long ago didn't kill them. It only forced them into hiding. Humans had been rebuilding under the ground, growing stronger, waiting for the day they would return. Kale stepped toward the terrified captain. You wanted ruins, he said. You wanted a dead world. Kale's blue energy flared so bright the entire bunker lit up like a sun. You will get your wish. The machines around him prepared to fire. For the first time in centuries, Earth was going to fight back. And across the galaxy, every empire was about to feel the shock of a nightmare they hoped never to see again. Humanity, reborn. The Zakari captain stumbled backward as Kale's eyes blazed brighter. The air felt heavier, charged with a strange power. Every machine in the bunker pointed its weapons toward the alien intruders. But before Kale could give the command, the sentinel beside him froze. Its red eye flickered. Its voice trembled. Warning. Orbital threat detected. Kale turned slowly. For the first time the human hybrid looked concerned. The ceiling hummed. The earth vibrated like distant thunder. Captain Viewert stared at his scanner. The data shocked him. A massive Zakari reinforcement fleet had arrived in orbit. War cruisers, gunships, bombardment carriers. Dozens of them. Viewert's face turned pale. They came because of my emergency signal, he whispered. Kale's expression hardened. More machines inside the ruins awakened. Panels opened in the floor. Black armored drones rose from underground chambers, forming tight circles around Kale like a living shield. Your fleet made a mistake, Kale said quietly. They woke more than just me. He looked up as if he could see through stone and metal into the sky above. The planet remembers its killers. Above Earth, the Zakari fleet locked all weapons and aimed at the surface. The Zakari admiral growled. Destroy the ruins. Kill everything inside. No witnesses. Thousands of plasma rockets launched from orbit, heading straight for Kale's location. Viewert's eyes widened. No. They will burn us all. But Kale wasn't afraid. He simply raised his arm. The moment he did, the planet reacted. Ancient towers hidden across the continents burst from the ground like awakening giants. Dust clouds exploded. Rust fell off in sheets. Blue shields formed over old human cities, cities no alien had seen in centuries. And then, a deafening sound tore through the bunker. Planetary shield online. A massive blue dome formed around Earth. The orbital rocket slammed into it and exploded harmlessly, lighting the sky like fireworks. Viewert fell to the floor, stunned. Impossible. Humans never had this technology. Kale turned his glowing eyes toward him. We had it. You just never let us use it. The orbital fleet panicked. Admiral, our rockets failed. Shields detected unknown human tech. Impossible. Their species died. Sir, something is rising from the old ocean cities, something big. Kale smiled faintly. It begins. Far across the oceans, colossal human war platforms rose from underwater tombs. Gigantic towers of steel, armed with weapons the galaxy had forgotten. Missile banks opened. Mass accelerators charged with blue lightning. Earth, after centuries of silence, had become a fortress. Kale walked closer to the terrified Zakari captain. You asked why we hid, he said, voice calm. We hid because we were wounded. Broken. Almost extinct. His eyes brightened, the blue glow now like burning fire. But now we rise because you came back, thinking we were weak. Viewert shook with fear. This was not the humanity his history books described. This was something new. Something evolved. Something built for revenge. Above them, the first human war platforms locked onto the alien fleet. A cold voice echoed across all frequencies. Targets acquired. Begin counterattack. Blue beams shot upward from the ocean platforms. The sky lit up like a second sun. Zakari ships exploded one after another. In orbit, chaos broke out. Admiral, we're losing cruisers. Something is hacking our weapons. We cannot escape their lock. They're controlling the battlefield. Kale walked to the giant sentinel and placed his hand on its metal leg. Wake the others, he commanded. The sentinel's red eye glowed brighter. Confirmed. Then across the whole world, deep under cities, deserts, mountains, more human sentinels activated. More bunkers opened. More sleeping warriors rose. Earth was no longer a dead world. It was the heart of a storm. Kale looked up, speaking not to viewer it but to the sky. To every empire watching. You used our planet as trash. You mocked our ruins. His voice became sharp as steel. Now face what you buried. Humanity had returned. And the galaxy was about to learn the cost of waking giants.